No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth. But outside of that, you know, we got to keep showing up. And forget the Grammys for a second, just in life. As my daughter sits and stares at me nervous as I...
The public's perception of Beyonce and Jay-Z's well-known union seems to be shifting. There have been rumors that Beyonce is getting ready to dissolve the marriage. Notably, this occurs immediately after Jay-Z openly praised her in his Grammy address and graciously reprimanded the Recording Academy for not properly recognizing her own achievements. Unexpectedly, 50 Cent has revealed new information on their relationship. He is allegedly attracting even more attention by disclosing intimate details about the couple's connection. These disagreements stem from the most recent Grammy Awards. Beyonce has received 4 nominations for the ceremony's Most Coveted Album of the Year award, but she's never been successful. Expectations were high for her 2020 album Renaissance, which was supposed to be a serious contender. However, her fans were disappointed when Harry Styles won the prize for Harry's House. After the defeat, Jay-Z expressed his dissatisfaction with the championship by drawing attention to what he saw as unfair trends. Although he did not expressly blame the Grammys for neglecting Beyonce, his remarks suggested that there were more serious issues going on behind the scenes. Instead of taking a combative stance, Jay-Z managed the matter by considering his initial aspirations to perform at the Grammys. The significance of justice was then underlined by him.
The powers that be, the PTB, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time, but once, I guess you can say the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed.
Recognizing and treating everyone equally despite their varied musical tastes. His main objective was to level the playing field in a field that is very important to them. Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder were formerly highly regarded by Jay-Z and his contemporaries. In 4 years, Stevie Wonder won 3 Grammys. Jay-Z continued to speak out even after Beyonce was named the most decorated artist in Grammy history. He brought up the subject of alleged biases in award decisions once more when he won the Global Icon Award at the most recent occasion. He asserted that his comments were intended to draw attention to issues of consistency and identification rather than to stir up controversy. Reactions to his remarks were mixed. Critics told him that his anger was unreasonable and that he should be content with the many honors Beyonce had already received. His tenacity was seen by others as admirable advocacy. They pointed out that bringing up these concerns a year later demonstrated a strong dedication to industrial justice and to desire to protect those who had made significant financial investments in their company. It was significant for Jay-Z. T.O. put Beyonce before himself during his heyday. Even though other sources indicate a more complicated story might be developing, it still felt noteworthy. Despite their ongoing relationship issues, industry sources speculate that Jay-Z attempted to patch things up with Beyonce during his Grammy speech. According to insiders, the pair may have been living apart for a while, keeping a private distance but continuing to make public appearances. The story makes analogies to past well-known partnerships that seemed safe until they were exposed. Blogger Storm Monroe says she has inside knowledge that Beyonce is getting ready to file for divorce. These events have complicated their story, particularly in light of Beyonce's prior disclosures on Jay-Z's alleged adultery. She stayed faithful in spite of that time period and even openly supported the alliance, reports currently indicate, though that she might be prepared to take a different route. Discussions about their early romance have come up again because of their large age difference. Jay-Z, who was born in 1969 and is currently 53 years old, was born in 1981, and Beyonce is 42 years old. Even though these differences might not be as contentious now, the fact that Beyonce was only 18 and Jay-Z was 31 when they first met raises questions about their early years. Discussions about that kind of age difference are common, particularly in light of the continuous rumors about Beyoncé and Jay-Z's marital status. Reflecting on one's journey reveals a relationship molded by both successes and setbacks. From their combined supremacy on the charts to the public disputes that over time ruined their partnership, the two were considered music royalty for a very long time. Everything Is Love, their collaborative album, was a big hit even if individual hits like Beyoncé's Lemonade and Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind with Alicia Keys enhanced their legacy. Their impact extended beyond music. Major careers were launched by Jay-Z's Rock Nation, which grew into a multifaceted entertainment business. His financial decisions, such as moving the Nets to Brooklyn and amassing a billion-dollar portfolio, helped him rise to prominence. By creating Ivy Park, coaching up-and-coming artists, and taking home a record 32 Grammys, Beyoncé expanded her own company. Rumi, Sir, and Blue Ivy, their children, have already caused a sensation in the neighborhood. Many saw them as an idealistic couple after 20 years of dating. Their collaboration, which is frequently mentioned as an example of success, appeared to be strong despite well-publicized difficulties. According to reports, Beyoncé and Jay-Z took their time falling in love, even though they supposedly initially met in 1999 and 2000. When they first met, Beyoncé was 18 years old. After being close for over a year, the relationship was formally started at the age of 19. The foundation was gradually built, even though they made their public debut with the music issue of Vanity Fair. First came friendship, then came love. Bonnie and Clyde then demonstrated their compatibility to the music industry. In 2002, their partnership created a stir and cemented their standing as a potent duo. Their Grammy-winning song Crazy in Love, which was released just a year later, demonstrated their growing musical compatibility and friendship. To reiterate their stance, they appeared in public at the 2004 VMAs. Soon later, the subject of marriage was brought up. Beyoncé expressed her wish for close friends to be there at her wedding. The couple's deep associations with the number 4 led them to choose April 4, 2008 for their private ceremony. Privacy was still a big issue. At the time, interviews stressed the significance of protecting personal information. Then something important happened. Beyoncé revealed her pregnancy during a stunning performance at the 2011 VMAs. The history of the Carter family began in January 2012 with the birth of Blue Ivy Carter. Beyoncé's Tumblr page featured the first pictures of Blue Ivy at President Obama's 2013 inauguration. A performance of the national anthem also attracted attention. A rare glimpse into their personal life was provided by HBO's documentary Living Is But a Dream that year, which gave audiences a better understanding of what it's like to live away from fame and the spotlight. In the same year, Beyoncé's unexpected self-titled visual album Jay-Z's Magna Carta Holy Grail brought their music back to prominence. The hit song Drunk in Love was included on the release, demonstrating the development of their public and musical dynamic. Following the Met Gala on May 7, 2014, their trajectory underwent a significant shift. Solange Knowles is allegedly seen confronting Jay-Z in an elevator during an after-party, according to a leaked video. Rumors were going around that the trigger was infidelity. The Perfect remix, which included a line about $1 billion in an elevator and hinted at tension, was swiftly released by Beyoncé. The On the Run tour, a significant commercial event, was introduced in June 2014 in spite of the rumors. However, speculation about a possible split was beginning to circulate by July. According to sources, they were considering how to separate in private while continuing to appear in public because ticket sales had already been guaranteed. According to insiders, both were parting ways and that earlier attempts to patch things up, such as growing their family, had failed to address the root causes. Solange discussed the elevator incident in Lucky magazine in August 2014, saying that the family had resolved the issue and that everything was well. The couple seemed to be making an effort to start over by 2015. Reconciliation was evident in public performances and appearances as focus returned to their common interests and careers. Following the couple's incident-free appearance at the 2015 Met Gala, Jay-Z subsequently posted a video of their wedding vows. Beyoncé's 2016 Super Bowl halftime performance enthralled fans and was a historic cultural event. However, when Lemonade was released in April of that year, things drastically changed. The album, which featured songs like Sorry and Formation, led to a slew of infidelity charges, particularly in relation to the identity of the stunning Becky. Long-running divorce rumors came to an end when Beyoncé formally acknowledged Jay-Z on her Formation World Tour in October 2016. She then revealed in a widely shared post in February 2017 that she was expecting twins as a way to show her gratitude and happiness. With the arrival of Rumi and Sir Carter, the family size grew, and Jay-Z's self-reflective album for 144, which many saw as an admission of past transgressions, deepened the narrative. With the announcement of their second collaborative tour, On the Run 2 in 2018, the enthusiasm only grew. When the couple released Everything Is Love in June while on their OT-R2 tour, it increased expectations for a collaborative album. They once again demonstrated their capacity to attract both musical and cultural interest when the album was published without warning. Beyoncé, who played Nala in the live-action Lion King, went to the premiere with Jay-Z and socialized with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry to British royals. The song Abe's HT even contained a subliminal reference to Meghan. The couple's lives seemed to be going well by that point. But after they appeared in a Tiffany and Company commercial featuring a Zhang, Michelle Beijia became the center of controversy. Concerned art critics contended that Basha's creations were meant more for public admiration than for promotional purposes. It seems that Beyoncé's 2020 to Renaissance album makes reference to previous relationship problems. When Cozy sings about emotional distance and plastic off the sofa, she may be alluding to the notorious Solange elevator moment. The two then made an appearance at the Louis Vuitton men's wear show in Paris in June, which took place on the city's oldest bridge as part of Beyoncé's Renaissance World Tour. The occasion was a public show of solidarity as well as a celebration of Fell's new position as creative director. However, there are still questions after years of dedication. Beyoncé appears to be waning. The pair may have been living apart in secret while keeping up appearances and taking care of personal issues behind the scenes, according to Storm Monroe and other sources. Given that everything seemed stable, why is Beyoncé reportedly ending the marriage? Recent reports suggest that Jay-Z may be the subject of the same degree of public scrutiny that has recently been directed at other well-known individuals, such as Diddy. As the specifics come to light, their relationship reflects a history of highs and lows, ranging from public outcry to award-winning collaborations. Jay-Z's continuing fight with rival rapper 50 Cent is one such instance. Long before the 1950s became popularity, their feud began in the late 1990s. 50 first dropped the contentious song How to Rob, which was directed at Jay-Z and other influential figures in the industry. He became famous right away with this well-considered maneuver. According to reports, Jay enjoyed the song when they first met backstage at Summer Jam '99 before mocking 50 on stage. 50 responded by releasing Be a Gentleman, but their conflict grew more intense as 50 got involved in arguments with Ja Rule and the Supreme team. Jay-Z backed Murder Inc., at the time, a label that was closely associated with Supreme. In 2002, 50's career took off after he signed with Eminem and recovered from a near-fatal shooting. According to reports, Jay-Z cautioned his own performers after noticing 50's momentum. The two rappers eventually joined forces since they both detested Murder Inc., turning their competition into something more akin to an unwritten ceasefire. Then, however, something altered. The audience was taken aback when 50 Cent unexpectedly burst onto the stage during Jay-Z and T's performance. Even when Kanye West started performing, 50 refused to give up, despite Jay's orders to go. The occurrence quickly gained notoriety as one of the most surprising disruptions in hip-hop history. Because of the notorious VMAs incident involving Taylor Swift and Kanye West, tensions had increased once more by September 2009. 50 says Kanye would never try it with him. Jay-Z denied that anyone was afraid of 50 Cent when questioned about his comments. In response, 50 stated in an interview with Tim Westwood that it took him for years rather than 15 to become as well known as Jay-Z. He even mocked the fact that he almost got into a fight with Beyonce in a 2012 appearance with The Breakfast Club, suggesting that Jay-Z stardom was due to his marriage to her. The Super Bowl followed. Jay-Z only added 50 Cent to the halftime show at Eminem's request, according to Annie on Drink Champs. By comparing Basha's and Jay-Z's appearances, 50 didn't hold back and stoked the social media fires. Ultimately, 50 Cent and Jay-Z's hostility has lasted for a long time. Their quarrel has developed into one of hip-hop's longest-running sagas, spanning from early altercations to short truces and back to disc exchanges. Their rivalry still rages between them in spite of their accomplishments. Moreover, this is not where the story ends. As the world continues to watch Jay-Z and Beyoncé's marriage with curious eyes, newer layers of intrigue are beginning to surface, ones that go beyond Grammy snubs or lyrical confessions. Insiders now whisper that behind the power couple's glitzy public appearances, private negotiations may already be underway, potentially involving high-profile legal teams, financial advisors, and even brand consultants. While neither party has confirmed a separation, the calculated silence itself speaks volumes. Beyoncé's recent solo outings, especially during Renaissance World Tour stops, where Jay-Z was notably absent, have only intensified buzz around a potential split. One entertainment source close to Parkwood Entertainment claims Beyoncé has started positioning herself to rebrand as a solo icon once again, subtly shifting visual storytelling in her videos and stage design to emphasize independence over partnership. Meanwhile, Jay-Z has reportedly been in deep talks with our OC Nation board members about restructuring roles, which some interpret as preparing for a change in joint ownership dynamics. What's more, a stylist formerly linked to their inner circle dropped hints in a recent podcast that certain fashion choices like Beyoncé's bolder, statement-heavy couture might be more than aesthetic. They may serve as symbolic nods to emotional reclamation. Then there's 50 Cent, who continues to fuel the conversation with pointed jabs, some laced with oddly specific details that hint at first-hand knowledge. During a recent live stream, he suggested Jay-Z's Grammy speech wasn't just about awards, it was a coded olive branch, possibly a last public attempt to hold the narrative together. But not everyone's convinced. Some online commentators have noted that Beyoncé's decision to exclude Jay-Z from behind-the-scenes footage released to fans, a detail that once would have felt like an oversight, could now be an intentional editorial move. Even longtime collaborators have remained mum, and that silence is feeding speculation. Rumor has it that Lemonade 2.0, an unreleased companion project, exists and includes visual sequences that were shelved to avoid backlash, potentially waiting for a more opportune release window. At the same time, Jay-Z's recent business pivots, including a quieter presence in high-stakes deals and a heavier focus on legacy-building documentaries, have sparked chatter that he may be shifting his public image ahead of possible personal news. Even their philanthropic work, once heavily aligned, has recently splintered, with Beyoncé doubling down on Black Renaissance and queer artistry while Jay-Z quietly funds reform-based initiatives. Some believe this signals more than creative divergence. It could reflect deeper ideological distance. Still, despite the cloud of rumors, the pair continues to maintain a unified front when necessary, showing up together at elite fashion events and curated public outings. Whether this is strategic brand maintenance or something more genuine remains open to interpretation. The key, perhaps, lies not in what's said on stage, but in what's left out, the glances not exchanged, the projects no longer shared. And if whispers from the inner circles are accurate, the next chapter of this iconic duo's journey may already be quietly underway, poised to rewrite everything we thought we knew. The next installment of this hip-hop conflict could be released at any time, so be sure to hit the notification button, like, and subscribe.